don't push people away, pull people towards you, because ultimately that's going to be what saves you. Hi, and welcome to the Chronicles of Nani. I'm Nani. This is going to be kind of weird edition of the Chronicles of Nani. I'm having a week that's totally set against me brewing, and I'm having a hard time stopping it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to win, because I always win. I always find a way to make it happen. My husband is going on vacation for a week. He's leaving tomorrow after work. So it'll be probably around 7 o'clock that he'll be gone for 7 days. And I still don't have aides coming in. I'm still not sure that there'll be anybody that can lift me out of this chair and even get me to the bathroom. I've got a few people working on that for me, including some good friends, and my doctor is helping out. I still don't really know what's going to happen. My dad's going to come and spend a lot of time during the time that David is gone, and that's going to help too. But as has been said in countless things by gods and gurus and men on the street, women on the street too, this too shall pass. No matter how unpredictable things are, and no matter how much it frightens me, and believe me, I'm scared. They're starting tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I have so very little protection scheduled to be there to help me. I do have some wonderful people that are helping out. I need a couple of professionals with some manpower that those wonderful people are trying to help me find. It's not going to be easy. Hopefully, I'll be able to put in the notes at the end that it turned out not as bad as I was afraid of. And I do feel like somewhere along the line I must have done something good, because crazy things like this do have a way of getting good enough that I can get through. Part of that is my attitude that I will not let it get to me. Hi, and welcome back to the Chronicles of Nani. Still Nani. Whatever it takes so fits this vlog. And I know that it's a coffee mug that I have used on the Chronicles of Nani vlog before. It's okay if I wear the same shirt, but using the same coffee mug when I have over 300 of them, and this is only episode, I think, 42, it kind of fits. You know how you can be one of those shoe type women, which I'm not, but you can have, a closet full of shoes, but you've got one pair that you wear more than anything else. And that's sort of the same thing with, you could have over 300 coffee mugs, but you've got a couple of them that are just your favorites. And the Successories, whatever it takes coffee mug has been one of my favorites for so long because it fits so many things. When I did freelance work, little jobs here and there for a year because I was looking for a full-time job and couldn't find one. Whatever it takes was my mantra. Whatever it takes, I will do whatever little jobs, and I will be happy that I have those little jobs, that I can put that experience on my resume while I'm looking for the full-time job that's going to last me for a little while. Working in broadcasting, that's not an easy thing to always do. Now I'm not working. In fact, this vlog is my job. And I still, with MS, it's still some days, whatever it takes. At the beginning of this vlog, when I was talking about the actual fear that I had because my husband was leaving for 7 days and I had no one that was going to be taking care of me because I couldn't find an agency that had aides that could take care of me, that didn't have 4-hour limit, and if you're using a Lyft, 2 people, so it means twice as many, it's going to be $54 an hour, 8 hours a day for 7 days. And one that wasn't going to raise it completely to paying for 2 people, but it was still going to be $39 an hour twice a day for 4 hours, 7 days. I really couldn't afford any of that. In fact, David was kind of going nuts at the idea of, no, that we can't afford to do. Where the first half of this vlog ended, the phone was ringing. Was that Salvation? It was my brother, who's my little brother, but since my diagnosis with MS has kind of started to take over the position of big brother, as in looking out for me, checking up on me all the time. And I love him for doing that. But he had come up with some suggestions. People that we both know in the Toledo area. He knows them a little better. One of them is his best friend. Friend of mine for pretty much most of my life. But still Dave's best friend. And he called and said, is there anything you can do to help my sister in the area, to help her out, help her move in the lift, and stuff that's not going to cost her an arm and a leg while her husband is out of town. And I will be honest, my brother was not real happy about the whole, your husband is still living out of town and you don't have anyone taking care of you. Oh no, my sister needs to be cherished on a pedestal. She needs to be taken care of. And it's not that my husband wasn't doing his share too. He got neighbors from a couple of houses down from us that I knew casually. He knew better than I did. Not so much now. The one neighbor is a retired veterinarian, as he was actually doing the flushing of my catheter, which is a medical procedure, minor medical procedure, something that my husband usually does. My dad didn't feel comfortable doing it. So our neighbors came down every night and made sure that that procedure was done and that I was taken care of there. And I got to know them better. And now I dare say I probably, after a week, maybe even know them better than my husband does. But it was wonderful that they could do that for me. And they made sure, you've got our number, you need anything during the day, you give us a call and we will do whatever we can to help you out. I'm still as independent as I can be, but Oh, thank goodness for everybody who helped out. A coworker of David's that I've gotten to know pretty well now, because she was coming in and taking care of the cats and cleaning up the cat boxes, which is the not the sexiest job in the world for sure. But she would come in and spend some time with the cats. She got to know my dad. She got to know me. And I had one friend, and I still will say that I've got one friend in Toledo since I moved down here that is not somebody I met because I have MS. She's a former coworker of my husband's that took care of our cats when we were on vacation. And now she comes in and has coffee with me. And definitely when he's out of town, even when I've got aides coming in on a regular basis, she still, as many days as she can stop over and just spend a couple of hours keeping me company. She does that, which is fantastic. And I have to say that she's the only friend in Toledo that I didn't meet because I have MS. That's one of the things that's a good thing about having MS, is I have gotten to meet so many more people. Whether it's people who've come in as aides and have stayed friends, whether it's just neighbors that, hey, I saw lights flashing and that there was an EMS in front of the house. Are you okay? It was just wonderful that I had so many people that helped out. Like I said, my friend who comes in for coffee when my husband's out of town anyway was still coming in for coffee. She liked my dad. My dad basically was here every day, and what was my babysitter, which was pretty cool because I went over a year that I saw him sometimes on the phone, and we could talk on the phone and see each other, or talk on the phone. He does call me every night, and we talk every night, but I hadn't seen him in over a year because of COVID. And now I got to spend a week with him. He may not have been able to do the lifting, he may not have been able to do the lift to move me around, but oh God, I ate wonderful food the entire week, because he was cooking something new for me all the time. And a lot of things that I was used to eating when we lived together, fantastic fish dinners and things that I just haven't enjoyed in a long time, that I got to enjoy every night while he was here. My doctor arranged it so that the hospital where my registered nurse comes in from was also able to send an aide at the same time. They were able to move me and get me to the bathroom and get me cleaned up. We also have a friend that David's known much longer than I have, but a friend that I know as a fellow rail fan, fellow cat lover. In fact, he was owner of the garage where Marco was born. And he's also got experience working as an aide in a care institution. And he came in for a couple of days, gave me a full bath, cleaner than I've ever felt with the hospital aides coming in. Everybody who was in who helped me out or kept me company got to meet my dad. Said wonderful things about my dad and that my dad was a great person. And my opinion may be a little biased. I had people that were telling me, oh no, it's not biased, he is great. So that was nice too, that I got people that are newer, my people, that got to meet man who is part of my roots. And I'm still enjoying the fact that, generally speaking, if it's people that I can say that I like and I love and I enjoy and respect, that everybody always gets together. Somehow I manage to draw people to me that can be drawn to and like each other. That makes me feel good, because that means that there's still some stability in my general moral compass, what makes me me. And that's something that MS can't take away from me. And as much as I was afraid before that week that my husband was gone, now that that week is over, I can say that I survived. Not just that I survived, I thrived that week. I added new people to my circle, and discovered new people that I absolutely want as part of that circle, that I would love to, I'll meet you out, we'll have coffee, or we can have lunch together, or just people that I want to keep as part of my life, not just to help me out when I need help, but I want to help in any way that I can if they need help. And I want to just spend social time with them. On that fabulous last day, I have been looking through some photographs, old photographs that I still was planning to scrapbook. And I was looking at one from an aide that I had about 3.5 years ago. And she and I were great professional friends. And she had brought her daughters to visit on Halloween. I asked her to do that because I had bags of candy. I used to love passing out Halloween candy. And so the kids came in, and I gave them their bags of Halloween candy, and they met the cats. And the one of the girls was, I think, 4 years old, and not too much taller than Marco, who she referred to as the big kitty. But Marco thought it was great. Marco definitely felt like all humans should be this tall, where they just reach out and pet me all the time. That was like the absolute way things needed to be done. And I hear a knock on the door, and guess who? And after I had just been thinking about her and her daughters, she walked in and said hello. We talked a little bit. I talked about the fact that my husband was out of town, and I'd had a lot of people that had been helping me out, and because I didn't have an aide at that time. And she said, well, I'm still in the business. Let's talk. And I have very regular aide all the time. Again. And it is somebody that I have known and adored since I met her and kind of lost touch after she left the agency that I was with at the time. It's actually the total definition of serendipity. When it just one step below divine intervention. When you need somebody and you're thinking about somebody, and it's sort of like if you're thinking positive and there's something out there that sort of rings that, oh, I really need to stop and see her at the same time. And it just turns into something that works out fabulous. I'm in so much better a place now than I was a couple of days before my husband left. When I started the initial parts of this vlog, that it turned out to be a great week, because where it started with the classic, it was a dark and stormy future I was looking at. It ended with beautiful rainbows at the end of it, saying, "Look ahead, there's a pot of gold." And it really did end up being the power of positive thinking. It's why, with a chronic illness, it is important to not lose touch with the people that care about you, the people that take care of you, the people that are good for you, good to you. Because those people are people that will stay with you, people that will think about you, that you become an important part of their life. Be as optimistic as you can be, and some days that's not easy. But the people who care about you and the people that are drawn to you because you try to be optimistic, and they're impressed with that effort, will also be understanding and even more helpful when you do have those bad days. In a week's time, I can go from storm clouds to a shining rainbow at the end, and looking at it and saying, I've got my pot of gold now. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to feel. And that's kind of where I am right now. I started scared, and I'm happy again. If you like stories that start sad and end up glad, boy, 9 times out of 10, this is the place you want to be. So subscribe so that you're always updated. Because even if it's a week that's a sad week, you know it's going to be followed by a much happier week. Because that's the way I force my life to be. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort, and with a chronic illness, it can be exhausting. But ultimately, it's worth it to keep trying. And it's worth it to keep putting in that effort, and don't push people away, pull people towards you, because ultimately that's going to be what saves you. So I hope that you enjoyed my journey from fear to happiness, and I want to leave you with a smile, and I hope that you will tune in and see me next week when another new vlog appears. And until then, have a fantastic week, and I hope you're here next week. I will be.